JinPingMei Original Version Chapter 22. Helian secretly loves her, and Sister Chunmai is both good and evil. By the way, the next day, there were guests such as Wu Dejinzi, Miss Young, and Grandma Pan. Because they came to celebrate Meng Yulu's birthday, Yunyang stayed in the back hall to drink, which caused an incident. Then Wenger's wife died of tuberculosis, and Yunyang married him again. She was the daughter of Song Ren, a coffin seller, also named Jinlian. He was first sold as a servant in Kai Tongpan's house, but later got out of the house due to a bad incident and married the cook Zhang Kong. Zhang Kong often promised at Simon King's house that Lai Wenger would go to Zhang Kong's house in the morning and evening to ask him to go. When he saw this wife, the two of them drank and talked, so they fell in love with her. One day, Zhang Kong got drunk and got into a fight because of the uneven distribution of wealth with the other cooks. He stabbed Zhang Kong to death with a knife and stick, and the man escaped over the wall. When my wife came to Wenger, she told Simon King that she would take the post for him and tell the county magistrate to send someone to arrest him. The principal offender will be sentenced to death, which is worthy of Zhang Kong's life. Later, when Wenger came to coax Yunyang, she only said that she was a daughter-in-law of a humble family and could do acupuncture. Yunyang paid him 5 taels of silver, 2 sets of clothes, for pieces of green and red cloth, and hairpins and rings to marry him. Yunyang changed his name to Helian because it was difficult to call him Jinlian. This woman is 2 years younger than Jinlian. She is 24 years old this year. She is fair-skinned, neither fat nor thin. Her appearance is neither short nor long. Her feet are smaller than Jinlian's. He is intelligent, resourceful, and good at dressing up. He is the leader who makes fun of men and the leader who has bad family traditions. If we talk about his abilities, he once stood leaning against the door and looked at him sideways when people came. Holding his chin and biting his fingers, he straightened his clothes for no reason, sitting and standing. I shake my legs frequently, and no one sings low. Open the window, push the door, stop the needle and say nothing. If you want to laugh before you say anything, you must be selfish. When I first came, I went to the stove with all my daughters-in-law, and there were no decorations. More than a month later, because he saw Yulu and Jinlian dressed up, he put the knee bun high, combed the hair like a cage, and drew the long, and handed it to them. Tea and water were handed to each other, and Simon King looked at him. One day, he devised a plan and taught Lai Wenger to deposit 500 taels of silver and go to Hangzhou to make embroidered python clothes for Taishikai's birthday, as well as clothes for the 4 seasons at home. It took half a year to go back. In the middle of November, I got on the road truck and set off. Simon Kingshan was going to tease his wife sooner or later, but unexpectedly it was Meng Yulu's birthday, and Yunyang and the guests were having wine in the back hall. Simon King didn't go there that day, so Yunyang told Yu Xiao, "Put another table in the room and serve food and wine to your father." Simon King saw Helian wearing a red silk double-breasted jacket and a purple silk skirt through the curtain, pouring wine at the banquet. Asked Yu Xiao, "Is that the newly married daughter-in-law of Lai Wenger, Helian? Why does the red coat and purple skirt look so weird? Tell your mother tomorrow to say goodbye to him. Wear it with a skirt of the same color." Yu Xiao said, "You better ask me to borrow this purple skirt." That was it. In a moment, Yula's birthday passed. One day, Yunyang went to have a drink with Kiao, a wealthy family across the street. About noon later, Simon King came home from outside. He had already had wine. When he walked to the front of Yemen, Helian was walking out, and the two of them bumped into each other. Simon King put his arm around his neck, kissed her, and murmured, "My son, if you obey me, I can use your hair, face, and clothes as you choose." The woman said nothing, pushing Simon King's hand away. He walked forward. Simon King returned to the upper room and asked Yu Xiao to bring a piece of blue satin to his room. He said to him, "Dad saw you wearing a red coat and purple skirt yesterday, looking strange and ugly, so he took it. I gave you this piece of satin to teach you how to make a skirt." When the cymbidium opened, it turned out to be a piece of emerald blue satin with 4 seasons of flowers. Said, "I made it. But mother saw it and asked what happened. Yuxiao said, Dad will tell mother tomorrow. Don't worry. Dad said, if you agree to this matter, you can do whatever you want. Dad, and you buy it. My mother is not at home today and I want to spend some time with you. How do you feel about it? After hearing this, the woman smiled and said nothing, because she asked, Dad, can you give us more time to come? I can take care of you in the house. Yuxiao said. Dad said that the boys are not allowed to come into your house because they are watching. I will teach you to quietly go to the cave at the bottom of the mountain. There is no one there, so it's okay for a while. The wife said, I'm just afraid of Wen Yang. Liu Niang knows. I'm sorry. Yuxiao said, Sanyang and Wu Niang are both playing chess in Liu Niang's house, so it won't hurt if you go. Now that the date was set, Yuxiao walked back to JinPingMei to talk. Both of them went to the bottom of the mountain to get things done, and Yuxiao watched the wind with him at the door. Exactly, the color of the belt is already fighting, and the tentacles are getting busier. That knowledge inside Luo's skirt. The ecstasy is unique and fragrant. Unexpectedly, Jin Lian and Yu Lu were both playing chess in Li Ping'er's room. Xiao Luang came to invite Yu Lu and said, Dad is coming home. The three of them dispersed, and Yu Lu went back. Jin Lian walked into the room, smoothed her face, and came back. Walking into the Yemen, I saw Xiao Yu standing at the head of the upper room. Jin Lian asked, Is your father in the house? Xiao Yu waved her hand and pointed forward. Jin Lian knew what he meant, and walked to the front door of Shanxijia, only to see a jade flute blocking the door. Jin Lian only guessed that Yuxiao and JinPingMei were having an affair here, so she pushed in. Yuxiao panicked and said, Wu Niang, please don't go in. Dad is doing something inside. Jin Lian scolded, You blame Dogru. Am I afraid of your father again? Without any explanation, she entered the garden and searched everywhere. When we walked to the cave in Zhangchunwu Mountain, we only saw the two of them inside. When the woman heard someone coming, she quickly put on her skirt and went out. When she saw Jin Lian, her face turned red. Jin Lian asked, You stinky meat. What are you doing here? Helian said, I'll call the painting boy. After saying that, he walked away in a hurry. Jin Lian came in and saw JinPingMei tying his trousers inside, and cursed, You are a shameless thief. You and the slave whore are here in broad daylight, doing this job. I just slapped the whore twice. I don't want him to go out. It turns out that you are a painting boy, and he is here to find you. Tell me the truth. How many times have you cheated with this slut? If you don't tell the truth, wait until your eldest sister comes home to see if I tell you. If I don't beat the face of the slave whore, it doesn't count. We call here casually, and you come and intervene, but I can't let it go in my eyes. JinPingMei said with a smile, Word little whore, just keep it quiet. Don't let anyone know about it. I tell you the truth. This is the first time this has happened today. Jin Lian said, It happened once, twice. I don't believe it. Since you want this, you are a slave and a whore, two liars and liars. I found out. Don't be surprised. But I am answering you. Then JinPingMei walked out laughing. When Jin Lian went to the back, she heard the girls saying, Dad came home and wrapped a blue satin in his jade flute handkerchief and went forward. I don't know who he was with. Jin Lian knew it was with Helian and didn't mention Yulu. This matter. This woman was there every day, either making soup and rice for him, making needlepoint shoes and feet for him, or playing chess with Li Ping'er. And the thieves often followed Jin Lian obediently. He was bumped into a place by JinPingMei with no one around, and taught him to have an affair, which is what men like. Since Helian had an affair with JinPingMei, she kept her money with him, behind his back, not counting his clothes, jewelry, fragrant tea, etc. She bought flowers and rouge at the door of the house, and it gradually became apparent that she was dressed differently than before. JinPingMei also told Yunyang that he made good soup. He didn't teach him how to cook the big stove. He only taught him and Yuxiao to make tea, range vegetables, and go around Yunyang's room on the small stove at the back of Yunyang's room. There is no need to go into details about eating and making acupuncture with Yunyang. The judge heard that any family master must not have an affair with his servants or the wives of his family members. In the long run, he will be in chaos. cheat and deceive, corrupt the customs, and it will be almost impossible to control. One day, the 8th day of the 12th lunar month, Simon King got up early and made an appointment with Count Ying to attend the funeral with the official Shang-Tui family in the main street. He asked the young man to prepare to horses. When Earl Bai disappeared, Li Ming came. Simon King was sitting round the fire in the hall, teaching JinPingMei, Yu Xiao, Lang Sheng and Ying Chun. They all dressed up and watched Li Ming play and teach him how to play and sing. Son-in-law Chen Jingji was standing by to talk. They were singing Three Plum Blossoms, but before they finished, they saw the Earl coming, and Ying Bao came in with a felt bag under his arm. JinPingMei and the other four were about to walk back, but Simon King stopped him and said, "You and I are here to meet my second father. Why are you hiding?" They met and bowed to the count before they sat down. Next, Simon King ordered for people to come over, kowtow to the second father Ying. JinPingMei waited for him to kowtow upward, and the panicked Earl didn't stop and praised, "Who is like a brother who is blessed? I have 4 good sisters who have come and gone. Shui Konger is ordinary, one competes with the other. But how can it be good? Your second father, Yinger, has nothing to do today. He is in a hurry. He didn't bring anything with him. Just send him the rouge money another day." JinPingMei and the other 4 people went to see Li. Chen Jingji bowed forward and sat down together. Simon King said, "Why did you come here today?" Earl Ying said, "I can't tell you. My daughter has been ill for a long time, and she has only gotten better recently. I was thinking about it, so I took him to his house to relax and stay for 2 days. In the chaos, Juan asked Ying Bao to call the sedan chair and bought some things at home. Then I came," Simon King said. "I just waited for you. We ate porridge and we were good." Then he paid for the things behind him. "Come and eat the porridge." I saw Li Ming and saw the count half kneeling. The Earl said, "Li Rixon, I have never seen you." Li Ming said, "Yes, I am. I have promised to come to Unixu in the north for several days." After saying that, the boy set the table and brought porridge to eat. Simon King ate with Earl Ying and Chen Jingji. He sifted Jinhua wine with a small silver bell, and each person had 3 glasses. There was still half a jug of wine left in the pot, and he distributed it to the painting boy. "Carry the table to the side room and eat with Li Ming." Then he got dressed and rode abreast with the count, and went to the funeral with Shang Tuiguan. Li Ming was left alone in the west wing to finish the meal. Yu Xiao and Lang Sheng sent Simon King out and started fighting in the side room, becoming one with each other. One time, they all went to the eldest sister's room at the west door across the east wing. Except for JinPingMei, who was teaching Pipa with Li Ming. Li Ming also has wine. JinPingMei's sleeves were white and her hands were covered. Li Ming picked up his hand and pressed it slightly harder. The JinPingMei monster called out and scolded, "Good thief Wangba! Why are you twisting my hand and teasing me? You Wangba, a thief who is too young to die, don't even know who I am. A good day of wine and meat. You Wangba Holy Spirit who is getting more and more fed has come out, and you have come to twist my hand for nothing. Thief Wangba, you mistakenly picked up this spade. Go and ask, and you can play tricks on me. Dad, come home and wait for me," I said. "I will drive you Wangba out of the house with a stick. Without Wangba like you, I can't learn to sing. Are you worried that Wangba can't be found in the 3rd hospital of our department? I'm pissed at Wangba like you." Li Ming was scolded by him and couldn't walk out without taking his clothes. Exactly. With both hands, he split the path of life and death, and jumped out of the door of right and wrong. JinPingMei was so angry that she scolded her for coming behind her. Jin Liang was playing chess with Meng Yulu, Li Pinger and Song Helian in the room, when she heard JinPingMei scolding the future from outside. Jin Liang then asked, "Thief little meat, who are you scolding? Who brought you here?" JinPingMei said, "I know who you are, but Li Ming is so stupid. When my father is leaving, he kindly distributes the money to the young man, leaving him behind." The next table of dishes in Japonica rice porridge were eaten with him. There were also Yu Xiao and the others. "You pushed me and I hit you." They were stubborn together and faced Wangba. They bared their teeth and showed some wrinkles. They were so stubborn. After a while, they all went to the eldest sister's side. Seeing no one, Wangba tried his best to squeeze my hand. He was drunk and looked at me and laughed. When Wangba saw me, he yelled and scolded me. He just carried his clothes and walked out. Just give him a slap in the face. Thief Wangba, you should act as a person. I am not an unscrupulous evil person. It is up to me to teach you, Wangba. There is something wrong with my hands. I made Wangba's face turn green. Jinlian said. It's weird, little roar. It doesn't matter whether he learns or not. His face was so angry that he waited until Dad came home to tell him that he had kicked out the thief Wangba. Just go. They're waiting for money for singing and writing. How could you teach Wangba to tease this girl like me? I know that Wang Bei's jar is full, JinPingMei said. He is unlucky. He is looking at Erniang's brother, even if you're afraid of him. Why don't you, my mother-in-law, beat me with a stick? Song Helian said. Speaking of it, you are a musician, and you are teaching singing in other people's homes, so you shouldn't molest a well-behaved woman. Taking care of you for even a penny is also good for your health. Parents, don't talk about helping me with 3 tea and 6 meals a day, Jinlian said. I'm going to help you, and I will ask for money later. According to the month, I will give him 5 taels of silver a month. The thief forgot 8, wrong? Go to the grave. You ask the boys at home. Who dares to look at him and smile and make fun of him? He likes to curse a few words. If he doesn't like it, he will be beaten by his master if he is pulled down. The thief forgets 8. You're not good at nature. If you mess with him, you haven't touched him yet. Yin Xiang JinPingMei said, I haven't seen you. Your father is gone. You just come in. What are you doing in that room with him? But teach him then Wangba is teasing you, JinPingMei said. It's all Yu Xiao and them. They just laughed together and refused to come in. Yulu said, the 3 of them are still in that room now, JinPingMei said. They all went to eldest sister's room. Yulu said, wait for me to take a look. Yulu got up and went away. After a long time, Li Ping'er also returned to his room and asked Shu Chen to call Yingchen away. In the evening, Simon King came home, and Jinlian told Simon King everything. Simon King asked Lai Xing'er, and Li Ming was not allowed to move around from now on. Since then, I have been cut off, and I dare not come to my door. Exactly, she teaches singing and singing girls to show off her family wealth, and spends her days in the garden making brocade troughs. It's not that beauty changes easily. Why should the price be so high?
Alright, this part of the story ends here.
Want to know what happened next? Let's listen to the breakdown next time.